I've been talking to you guys about various industries, including medtech and biotech, and I realize now that I may have oversimplified the difficulty of getting into this industry. It is not impossible to get into these industries without having a life science background or a medical background, but it can be difficult. This is judging from a lot of applications that I have put in and also from the experience of others. It is not an easy industry to break into, and there are various reasons for this. So I decided to say this to let you guys know, because I realized that for people like us and a lot of you guys who are looking to get into an industry, and I tell you, oh, there are different routes you can get into, you might think it's easy. You will need to put in the work. In this video, we'll talk about some of the difficulties, why it is difficult to get into this industry, and what you can do to stand out, or what you can do to start putting in your applications, or what you can do to start prepping yourself for this industry. Now, first thing I need to mention is that for biotech, let's even talk about biotech now. We'll talk about others later. For biotech, it is a very science-driven industry, right? The technical part of this thing requires you to know sciences, right? So even if you're getting into roles that don't require your knowledge in science to do it, so I'm talking project management or all the ones that I've listed in past videos, you will still need to have an idea of what is happening in this industry, because competition is high. Now, you also find out that in the applications, if you've gone through job postings for this industry, you realize that in the applications they ask for stuff like MSc and PhD. In fact, the number of PhD job applications that I've seen, I'm beginning to wonder, do these people think that we all have PhDs as degrees or something? But that's to tell you how competitive this industry is. There are so many people who have PhDs who are going for roles that BSc holders qualify for, right? So this makes it very competitive. Now, if you're a BSc holder, I'm not trying to discourage you, but I'm just telling you that the market is intense. Competition is real. So you have to be putting in intentional work to stand out. So what is it that I've said before that you can do or you can start doing? Let's say you are coming from a tech background, say you've done something in business analysis or data analysis and all that. You can have your portfolio around this clinical data. You can work around, say you're a data analyst, right? You want to visualize clinical data, because if you're pitching yourself as a data analyst who can do this, who can do that, show them something that you've done in that industry that makes some sense. Okay, so another thing for freshers, people who are just coming in and wondering, internships are a big deal in this industry. So that's one way to put your leg in the door, put your foot in the door. If you can do internships, please do it. If you cannot, there are other ways that you can also try to get yourself into this industry, like volunteering. This one, I find that it works for a lot of people, because once you volunteer, you have this experience, no one can take it from you. So if you're doing your job applications and they ask, do you have experience working with clinical data? Do you have experience in this industry? Have you worked in a lab? Have you worked here? You know that you have. You can show that you have. You have your experience to show for it, even if it's a volunteering experience. Look at it this way: competition is already up here, and then they're looking at all these people who have PhDs or MScs, and then people who are also in this industry who have experience in this industry. So it's not easy for you, who is, say, a BSc holder with no experience in these industries, to break through, which is why you have to put in intentional work. That is why this channel is here. It's not just telling you, oh, you can do this, you can do that. It's telling you that if you put in the work, there are past stories of people who have been successful without experience in this industry or without PhDs, right? So it's possible. So you would need to do your own work. If it was easy, everybody will be getting it. You get my point? So yes, I wanted to make this video to let you know that whilst I'm saying it's possible, it's not that it's gonna land on your lap. You have to do some work too. Again, you might land on your lap, you never can tell, right? But the average person who is trying to get into this industry puts in work. If you go through comments on social media or on platforms like Reddit, you will see people talking about it, how in fact some people say it's like a cult, it's like a fraternity, because they want people in this industry who have worked in this industry. But you know, the thing with this whole job market is they want you to have experience to get a job, and you need a job to get experience. So it's always very, dicey. So You do the part. Like I said, this video is just to let you know that it might not be easy or as easy as I have made it seem, because in the past videos I tried to let you guys know it was possible, and I gave you some roles that people are getting in this industry. But I also wanted to make this so that you are aware of what you're going into and not going blind. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I'll also talk about other industries like agtech, because every industry has its own challenges. There's medtech, there's agtech. Agtech falls under biotech, yeah, but it's a whole different sector because it talks about your agriculture, right? We'll talk about the challenges of these other industries in subsequent videos. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have not liked, please like. If you have someone to share this video with, share it with them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.